Live from the City of Angels, right into it tonight because we have breaking news, and I want to get it in at with the very top of the show. I'm not going to wait another second for this because it's huge news. Rob Reiner has been killed in Brentwood, which is here in Los Angeles, west side of LA, about 30 minutes from here at MMT Studios in Burbank. Let's get the latest here. This is all kind of news to me. It's trickling in right now. I just got out of a film myself, so this is pretty crazy stuff. When you look here, Reiner and his wife found dead inside their Brentwood home, apparent homicide. And sources, we're going to go to People here in a second, are saying that it's one of his sons. I believe he has two sons and a daughter. Again, all this is just breaking right now. And I'm going to go to the map to give you some idea of where we are here. Welcome to MMT Live as we just jump right into this here. And you can see, let me pull out, and I'll show you where in LA and where we're going. Okay, so where I am right now is over here in Burbank, which is right about in this area right here, okay? So I'm going to zoom out, LA, and we're going to go over to the west side, down the 405. You talk about the fires, right? Malibu fires, all in this area right here, Brentwood, all that. And I'm going to go down into Brentwood, and this is going to be north of San Vicente and south of Sunset. I know this area well. Burlingame runs through there. Rockingham, of course, you know, O.J. Simpson. That whole thing was in the nearby vicinity. And this is roughly where we are. Now, I don't have the exact address. It's 200 South Chadbourne. So it's somewhere in this area here. You can have a look at what it appears, how it appears if you are driving down that street. Some of these houses have been kind of blocked off or just taken out of Google Maps. But you can see what the area looks like. Very expensive homes in Brentwood, formerly a safe community. Now there's so many break-ins here in this town. I mean, there's very few places that are safe, including Beverly Hills. I mean, there's just everywhere here, almost lawlessness. Now, here's the deal. As we go to People and I get their exclusive on this Sunday night, you can see here, they are pinning it on their son. Exclusive sources. I read through this. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, were killed by their son, Nick. Multiple sources confirmed to People on Sunday today at about 3:30, so 5 hours ago or so. LAFD was called to a home to provide medical aid. Make that. LAFD told People upon arrival they found a man, 78, and a woman, 68, dead. Sources confirmed the victims were Rob and Michelle. Rob is a director, producer, and actor whose career includes some of Hollywood's most beloved films from, you guys remember, obviously, I mean, I'm reading this, but you guys know this is Spinal Tap, Stand By Me, Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, Few Good Men. I mean, listen, obviously outspoken, very liberal. Conservatives did not like Rob Reiner. It's not a time for that tonight, right? But absolute tragedy as their son. I believe I saw 1991 on the birth date for one of them. I don't know if that's Nick or the other, but let's say 1991. So I need to do the math here. What is that, about 35, something like that, 34? And for some reason, the first thing I thought was I've heard that Rob Reiner's son, one of them had issues, whether it's drugs or crime, whatever it was. And you see that a lot in this town. You know, you see a lot of the kids of celebrities, they're just not well adjusted because this town can be brutalizing if you don't have the same success level that your famous father, a guy who put forth all these classic films and is obviously well known across the globe. It's hard to exist in that shadow. Listen, I'm not sitting here trying to give you reasons. I'm just telling you that it is just yet another story of a lost Hollywood kid and a tragedy that obviously we'll know more about in the very near future, but essentially we've got the details. It was a knife stabbing and absolute tragedy out of Brentwood here tonight on this Sunday night. And I'll come back and circle back to that here in just a few minutes. But, I do want to get to our top story, but before we do that, I'm just going to do a reset because this is like a first thing. This is live. I'm doing my thing. I'm going to roll this back. We're going to get rid of it. We already did Reiner. I'm going to get ready for the Sunday Evening Spectacular. I'm going to just go ahead and reboot this, and I'm going to bring in a slamming track tonight because I've been waiting to play this. We did the breaking news. We'll talk about it again in a little bit here. But I want to play the track. I want to pretend it's a normal Sunday night because I'm in the mood tonight, baby. Let's do it. Here we go on this Sunday night. I bring it in. Hit it. Live from the City of Angels. It's Sunday night. The Sunday Evening Spectacular is underway. In the background, a track that blew me away when I heard this for the first time. It's Grum's Aeons, out now on his label Deep State. We will always support tracks we love. I put it in the link description on YouTube. You can find it. We'll play it later as well, but welcome inside here on this Sunday night. Tonight, we are going to discuss, are the Avengers going to save Avatar? It sure seems like Disney is throwing up a Hail Mary just days away from Avatar Fire and Ash. Also, we will have the live MMT of The Secret Agent and trailer watches, including Alpha, which just dropped hours ago. And we'll also check back in with the breaking news, Rob Reiner dead. All of that tonight on this Sunday night. Let's go to our top story tonight. We already did Reiner off the very top. We'll get back to that at the end, but I do want to talk about this because obviously you guys know we're all about theatrical, right? All we care about is what's in movie theaters and what's going to be big and what do you want to see. You know me. I don't care about Avatar 3. I have really very little interest. I've told you guys I had opportunities to see the movie weeks ago, and I turned it down. I said, I don't want to see this film. I really don't. I'm 0% interested in seeing Avatar Fire and Ash. I guarantee you it's just a rehash of 1 and 2. 2 was a rehash of 1. 3 is going to be a rehash of 2. Only this time with fire. But here's the thing, right? Did you see this? Back on Friday, the news broke that Disney is going to attach not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 trailers to this thing for Avengers Doomsday. Which is, in my estimation, first thing I thought was, this is some desperate shit by Disney. They have to know that people are not nearly as excited to see this thing as they were for Way of Water. Because look, you say, well, the last one, as I pull it up, made $2.3 billion. But remember, we had a break from 2008 to 2023 to rebuild interest in Avatar. We now have 3 years, and it just feels like we were just here. And that is going to play significantly into this film. I mean, it's going to get to $1 billion, but it's never going to get to $2.3 billion. No chance. Zero. Okay? Zero chance this film gets to $2 billion. I'm calling it here tonight. In my prognostication, when it comes to calling these things, like F1 beating Superman globally, is good. The ace doing ace things. But as we go back to this Disney news, there could be 4 different versions of the trailer, or as some are hypothesizing, there could be 4 different groups of Avengers, like, old school Avengers, new Avengers / Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, X-Men. Listen, here's what I know. Disney is putting everything into Avengers Doomsday because they know the Marvel brand, and you can see by the numbers, doesn't have anywhere near the excitement level that we had pre-Endgame and immediately after, but then it just died. And they're going to do everything, including bring back anybody who wants to come back from the past, whatever the price tag is. Literally, if you're an actor and you want to come back, Chris Evans, whoever it may be, you can say, here's my number. And I promise you they're going to say yes. Because they need this shit. They are desperate. Like that guy texting the girl at like 4 a.m. Please, I'm so desperate. I'm so horny. That is what Disney is with Doomsday. Disney is mega fucking horny. And they really want this film to work. Because if it doesn't, obviously, the Marvel brand is completely screwed. And back to Avatar. If Avatar doesn't go off, what are they going to do for the plans for Avatar 4 and 5? I mean, you know how I feel. I don't want to see an Avatar 4 or 5. I don't want to see a 3. Let's listen to James Cameron because he's talking about this. And this is from podcast from The Town with Matthew Bellany, who I dragged the other night. But it is Cameron talking about his fears for this film because we know this, right? How many times have I told you guys? James Cameron watches MMT. No question about it. None. Because when you listen to him talk about that whole Netflix situation, it is literally my exact talking points and how I state them. I've told you guys, we might not have the biggest audience. We're not Grace Randolph. We're not Jeremy Johns. But let me tell you something. The people who watch are the big dick swingers in this town, including Cameron. Here he is talking about his fright that this film might not work like the other two did.
Oh, no, absolutely. Look, every time you put out a film, your mind racks up all the potential negatives, all the forces against you, right? Sequelitis. People tend to dismiss sequels, unless it's the third Lord of the Rings film and you want to see what happens to everybody. Which in my mind, this is the culmination of a story arc. But that may not be how the public sees it. I think the biggest factor right now is the streaming and COVID 1-2 punch that really hammered our business. And the fact that people have redirected their habit patterns have redirected, to streaming, to prioritizing access and availability and comfort over venturing out, going to the dedicated experience.
And we've seen this repeatedly from small films, right? You go back and you look at this Weekend with Ella McKay, bad film. Go back and watch my evaluation of that on Thursday night. Wow, right? How did that even get released? That film did 800, slightly above that, per location. Horrible. Guys, that's like empty theaters everywhere. So Cameron's aware that movies are in trouble. We've only said it a billion times. By the way, if you want me to talk about Rob Reiner, we will. We'll go back to that breaking news. I promise you we're going back. I just want to get to this, kind of bounce around. I don't think there's anybody in this space, or frankly, any space, that can do live breaking news like us and bounce back and forth. Literally yo-yo, okay? That's what you get. We're the gold standard for a reason. Here's more Cameron.
We're still going to the movies, but it's only 75% of what it was in 19, and it hasn't rebounded.
It's got to be an event now.
Yeah, it has to be an event.
Exactly.
And so that's really narrowing.
Like I said, all the small films are getting bulldozed.
I think it's an impact on the entire business in terms of what studios can greenlight, and it goes back to that thing we were talking about with the respect to cost. The kind of movies that I like to watch, let's say Dune or even Wicked, right? I almost made Wicked back when it was,
Really?
How about that? I think you would have done a great job. Although I think Chu did a smash up work on that film. I think it's very strong. The first one, definitely better than the second. But it's not like it's been destroyed by another director, but it would be interesting to see how Cameron handled it.
I really love the story. I mean, Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite. This is going back, I don't know, 15
You
15
talked to
years.
Universal about it?
Yeah, I didn't. I think they've redone some of the music. I couldn't find
That's a very different movie.
I couldn't find the song. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe
okay.
not.
You got a musical?
Okay, I'm going to pause there because it'll go on forever. It's like literally 30 minutes. You can listen to it whenever you want. But I just wanted to get to his. He knows that this film is not going to be as big as the last. He's aware. He's not going to say that. But he's basically saying that. He's not going to admit it because it's clear. Guys, who's really excited to see Avatar Fire and Ash? Seriously. Like, if you had to pick that film over, let's say, Marty Supreme, which comes out Thursday, which one do you really want to see? I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. I can't wait to see Marty Supreme. We'll have that live MMT evaluation on Thursday night. I've been waiting for that one. Speaking of which, Marty Supreme ping pong ball, right there. Direct from AMC 16. A24's killed the promotion for Marty Supreme. But which one do you want to see? Of course you want to see Marty Supreme. You don't want to see Avatar. I mean, shit. You go to McDonald's and eat Big Macs. That's like the same crowd. It's just not, it's over, right? You know the old jump the shark from Happy Days. When Fonzie jumped the shark. Avatar's jump the shark. And I'm going to be proven right when this film does not do as well. And that's why they are attaching these 4 trailers to it. Kind of like you saw with that 70 millimeter One Battle After Another in Sinners this past weekend when they had the prologue from Nolan with The Odyssey, which I did not see. It's only over at Universal. I didn't feel like driving over there. Sorry, guys. I mean, I have limits. I've now kind of hit my limit on how hard I'm going to work to see some of this shit. And that's going to come up in just a little bit. Get ready, because tonight's evaluation is going to be a wild one, because I'm going to admit to some things that I've never maybe openly discussed here. No, I'm not coming out of the closet. That's not it. But, right, just trust me on this. When I tell you that Avatar Fire and Ash is not going to be huge. Just not. I promise you. It'd be big. It'd make a billion. It'll make a bill. But it's not going to be bigger than that. All right, let's do this. Since I'm bouncing back around, for those of you just tuning in, I know you want to hear about this, so let's go. Because, again, no one does breaking news like me. So let's just go right back to Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner dead, along with his wife. Apparently, people's reporting here tonight, he was killed by one of his sons. 2 sons and a daughter, to my knowledge. Again, I just grabbed this stuff right before I went on tonight live. I was in the movie, and then I heard that there was a break-in at Rob Reiner's house earlier, but I didn't know that it was Rob Reiner and his wife and his son. But you can see here from People, 3:30, LAFD shows up. A man, 78, woman, 68, dead. Sources confirm the victims were Rob and Michelle. And sources are telling People that Nick, their son, is the one who killed mom and dad. Horrific. As I go back to the map quickly on this, and then we'll just move. I'm just going to bounce in and out of this. This is Brentwood. You guys can see it here on Google Maps. We're in Los Angeles right now. I'm in Burbank. Let me zoom out. This is all of LA, right? So we're over here. You can see, look, there's the AMC 16. You can see up here. Here I go, zoom in. This is where I was just a half hour ago. And then I'm going to zoom out Burbank here across the 101 and then down the 405. We end up in Brentwood. I dated a girl in Brentwood way back in the 90s. She lived right off of Sunset, right into Sunset in Barrington, which is very close to where this is. Because it loops, see that crazy loop? Like Sunset goes out and goes around this soccer field and then kind of juts all the way out towards the coast. And you've got the Brentwood Country Club. But here you go. So this is, it's roughly in here. It's on Chadbourne. And I dropped the man, and you can see what it looks like there. You've got gated homes. You've got lots of hedges and narrow roads. But this is what Brentwood looks like. These houses are a fortune. I mean, Brentwood is big time cash to live out that way. Good school system. I mean, it's part of LA, which isn't good for the police because so many break-ins here. That's the first thing I thought. In fact, you remember a couple of months ago, you had that American Idol executive and her husband that were shot to death, right, by a home invader. The guy broke in, schizophrenic, and killed them both. That's what happens in this town now. It is so lawless, man. I think got him in Burbank. Burbank actually has law and order. We have borders that are protected. Don't talk to me about how borders don't matter. Honest to God, do not talk to me ever about how borders don't matter when I live in Burbank where the border fucking matters. Like, don't ever come up in my world telling me that shit. Borders fucking matter. It's not even up for debate. Like, it's the dumbest shit ever to even say it doesn't. Because Burbank's the proof of that here in LA. We don't have lawlessness here. Of course, there's still crime. But Burbank police will roll up. LA, right across into the Studio City, shit, man. They'll be there half an hour later. You're on your own. You better be packing. This town's bad news now. It's nowhere near the place it was when I moved out here. Back in 17, 18, I was down in Orange County, moved up here to LA. And it's just, I don't even go out in Hollywood. I do not go out anywhere that's in LA. Because once you cross the border into there, they just are stretched so thin when it comes to policing that it's just crazy. But I mean, obviously, policing is not going to stop this. This was a domestic situation. Son kills dad and mom. I mean, it's horrific, obviously. So whatever your politics are about Rob Reiner, I understand he was so outspoken on X, right? This, that, and the other. Conservatives really didn't like what he had to say. Fine, whatever. Put that aside tonight. Let's talk about the loss of life, because we have to be able to do that. You go back to Charlie Kirk, right? Remember when that whole thing happened? When people were like celebrating, a young father slain. What are we doing? Where's your humanity? I mean, it's just appalling. So, the right really got angry with everybody who came after Charlie Kirk, and rightfully so, because it was just ridiculous. Like, you go back and you look at someone like Strange Harbor's the biggest loser in all of film Twitter. Like, if you were to rank the top fucking losers in film Twitter, you've got Strange Harbor's at number one. And cut this and send it to him. Fuck that guy. Hey, let me tell you something, Strange Harbors. You come out to LA, we're gonna have an issue. Like, you're gonna need to have security detail, or I'm gonna have to have someone around me to hold me back. Because I'm going to take you apart, dude. So you better not ever roll up in this hood. Okay? I'm just telling you. You're a piece of trash. And he was one of the guys who was celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. I'm not standing for that shit. And tonight, I want the same thing happening from the left saying, hey, right wing, are you saying shit about Rob Reiner? Stop. But the funny thing is, and I know some of you are not going to like what I have to say, but it's true. The left does more of that than the right does. You know that. You do. You fucking know that. We all know that. Don't tell me you don't understand that. The left is ghoulish way more than the right. And I try to be as centrist and objective as possible, but you can't miss it when you have people celebrating Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. So I pray that it's not happening when it comes to Rob Reiner from the other side. I don't think it is. I bet it isn't. A few. But overall, there's more decorum on the right than there is on the left. And you know that. You look at Antifa, whatever the fuck you say, however you say it, Antifa. When you look at them, you look at lawlessness, by any means necessary. Label someone a Nazi and we'll take them out. Right? Because you just, words. Fucking words. Unbelievable, right? Words. And people say, well, that's violence. No, it's not. Dude, stop. As I said, I would, dismantle your boy Strange Harbors. But, listen, I'm not that guy. But I'm just telling you, if there's someone who would be a problem, that guy, I just no. Because listen, we're going to get back into this, and I'm just riffing. It's what I do. I riff. The film space is profuse with left-wing goons. They are. They're everywhere. I told you about that one guy at the Wrap with literally 3 strands of hair that he wraps across his head because he's bald. Bro, you're fucking bald. Okay? You're bald. Stop with the 3 strands of hair. You're not fooling anybody. that guy, when I came out of my Civil War review and said, I don't think I'm very comfortable with this drag the president out of the office and assassinate him, and then everyone celebrates and we play it horrible. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's bad. Civil War's fucking terrible. But then, oh, look who just came out as MAGA. Guess who came out as MAGA? Hey, 3 strands of hair. You have 2 options. You ready for them? Number 1, go to Turkey and get the hair transplant. That's 1. 2, I can't even recommend Rogaine. It's too late. Your hair's gone. There's no saving it. Finasteride's not going to do it. Rogaine's not going to do it. And then 3 is just acceptance. So I think at this point you need to shave your head and you need to accept the fact that you have 3 strands of hair and you're like my Russian teacher in high school who dragged it across and we all were like, come on, man, you're not fooling anybody. The whole comb over rug, it's not working. So rap guy, shave your head, you're bald, or go to Turkey. Those are your options. Do you see what we're doing here? I'm talking about this is what happens. I didn't mean to do this. We're just bouncing all over the place. All right, let's get ready to do the MMTE of Secret Agent, and then we'll go back and forth and around, and I'll get to your comments. I promise you on this Sunday night. I'm running behind because I got to get to all this stuff. Well, it's crazy nights, man. I do my best to get as much in here as possible, and it is a film you've heard a lot about, Secret Agent, Neon. They are here, and they have a big contender for foreign language / international feature. It is The Secret Agent from Brazil, right? Brazil, not Argentina. Pretty sure it's Brazil. Listen, I'm telling you guys, here's the deal. I love going to the movies. I love talking about them, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to do tons of copious homework. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've stopped caring. And this is why this is very important I say that. Because here comes the MMTE of a film that I didn't like. And I'm going to tell you how I treated it as soon as we watch just a short bit here of Secret Agent from Neon. Here's a taste.
You're like one of those American witness protection programs.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Do things the Brazilian way, baby.
And you can see all the plaudits here, right?
Sending a death message.
Okay, what's weird about this is that it is subbed and dubbed. Like it's been the version that's in theaters is going to be subtitled, but this has been dubbed in English, so it's very strange. Okay, that's plenty enough to get an idea of how it looks. Okay, I'm not going to get into everything that goes on in this film because let me just tell you that there's so much shit in this film that I literally needed to excuse myself to go out to the lobby to pull up the Wikipedia page so I could read the plot and understand what the hell's going on. It's set in 77 Brazil, dictatorship. He's trying to get away from the regime. And then you get, I'm not kidding you, about 1 billion characters thrown upon you. I lost count how many characters were introduced to in this film. And I was like, what's happening? Who's who? And who is the secret agent? I had to read Wikipedia. And you have this glacial pacing of this movie. Very slow. And it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God. I was looking at my watch going, I think I have another hour and 20 minutes of this shit. I like the aesthetic of the film. Do you know where I'm going with this? This is the second time I've walked out of a movie this year. This award season. The other it was just an accident. Unwatchable after the first 45 minutes. And this film, I've got an incomplete score. I walked out of The Secret Agent. And it felt like my audience had to be strapped down to watch this. It is no fun. It's not even engaging. It's another example of a hellaciously overrated film. I like the lead. He's fine. Maybe it turned around in the back hour and a half. But after an hour plus, and I have to read through Wikipedia to figure out all of this shit that's going on, I said, I'm out. And that's what I'm going to start doing from now on. If I'm not into a film, I am going to walk out. I am not going to sit here and suffer through a film that I'm not engaged with, that I don't care about. And I hate this critique. I really do. Nothing happens, right? Whenever you hear that, nothing happens, Secret Nation. Here come the hitmen, but yet they're not coming. It takes forever. He's got a son. He meets another person that works at a theater. It's dude, this film might be the most overrated. Between this and It's Not an Accident, what do they both have in common? They both deal with dictatorships. Hey, it's Trump, right? You've got It's Not an Accident, or It's Just an Accident. That film is an Iranian director who's going to jail for 2 years. So how do we virtue signal? Here you go. Then we have Dictatorship Brazil, 1977. Hey, that's good. That speaks to now. Let's put that in. We don't talk about how films are good anymore. We talk about how do they make us feel about the world and how can we stick it to the man, Donald Trump. You know that's part of it. Like our boy with 3 strands of hair at the Wrap. That's his mentality. Low thinking. So this film, I'm just not doing this shit anymore. If I come up to a film like that, I'm just going to walk out. I'm not going to do this stuff anymore. Steve, just saw Kill Bill, Whole Bloody Affair. Nice, good, man. In 70 millimeters, Steve. That's 4 hours. But I tell you, man, my limit's like 215 now. Marty Supreme's 230. I just get to a point where I'm like, I can't go anymore. It's just too much. But listen, and let's talk about this. Some of you are going to say, well, that's not professional of you. Let me call timeout on that. This is a hobby. I enjoy going to movies. I enjoy talking about them. I think I'm better than anybody at evaluating this. But at the end of the day, do you know the percentage of people in the film space that make hella good money reviewing movies? Guess what? You can count them on one hand. So don't hit me with it's not professional. Last I checked, I'm no longer in Critics' Choice by choice. I'm no longer in any voting body whatsoever because I want to savage as many people as possible. I never want to have to say I've got to hold back because this person's in this group. So I can't, right? My hands are tied. So don't tell me about being professional or, listen, dude, this is my opinion, which is the gold standard. But I'm not about to make this like bigger than it actually is. These are fucking movies. What are we talking about? So don't hit me with, I can do whatever I want. Don't ever try to police how I operate, like our boy 3 strands of hair at the Wrap. Don't do that. Don't ever do that with me. I'll operate how I need to operate. And if I want to walk out of a movie, I'm out. But look, at least I'm telling you that. I'm not sitting there, I didn't read the rest of Wikipedia and say, oh, well, this is what happened and I liked it or didn't. Because that's garbage. That's the thing is, right? So, no, that's not true. No, because here's the thing, Pilgrim. I'm allowed to walk out. But at least I'm telling you that. So if you go to see The Secret Agent, if you've been told, oh my God, and then you're sitting there looking at your watch going, what the fuck, man? Where's the Wikipedia page? I don't understand what's happening. Then you're going to go, Weber was right again. Because I'm always right. Nobody's better at dialing in how these films work than me. Nobody. Okay? No one. And I can tell you this, Secret Agent is going to be like pulling teeth for the vast majority of people. And the only people who are going to pretend that it isn't are the chin-stroking New York nerd critics, who will say what they're supposed to say. They never once will excite you with an original take. Never. Never surprise you. Like your boy Sean Fennessy. Always going to say exactly what you expect. Right? What does Film Twitter think? Good, that's how I'm going to operate. I'm going to say something in there. So I'm not going to do that. If I liked it, I'd tell you it was cool. I enjoyed it. But I'm not about to tell you this is a great film when I walked out. But at least I didn't lie. Funny how everyone turned on shit like Nora and Poor Things after they swept award season. You came out swinging first. Exactly, Luis. That's what we do. And I'll be right about this. Whenever it comes out and you get a chance to see Secret Agent, if you wanted to go do it, 2 hours and 39 minutes, go for it. But I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have the same experience. You're going to come back and say, you're right. Because I'm right. I'm fair and objective. I don't have a reason to say this movie bored me to tears. I don't ever go into a film expecting to know exactly what I'm going to say. I have to watch it. If I don't know, then how can I say this is good or bad until I see the film? Like Marty Supreme, I can't wait. But yet, I don't know, man. If it's not great, I'll tell you that on Thursday, because that's how I operate. If you're wondering what this is my Emmy, by the way, for those of you who are new to the channel. I just like to keep it in the corner to remind all the film Twitter dweebs that the man is on the mic, because I have an Emmy. That's, listen, and I know this is film, but I just like to keep it right there as a reminder to Three Strands of Hair. Listen, dude, again, Turkey, I hear, does awesome hair transplants. So you can go there. I mean, it's going to hurt because I think the plugs, right, they go in there and like surgically pull them out of the back of your head and stick them in the front, which would help you. I mean, you're not a particularly good looking dude anyhow. So I don't even think I'd advise the hair transplant because it's kind of useless, right? But if you want to, I'm just saying you could maybe benefit from the hair plugs, but I can't say for sure, right? I don't think it's going to be like, here's the hair and wow, this guy's fucking stud. Never going to happen, right? Mushy looking, kind of like no physique. So that doesn't help. You got to start with the basics 3 strands. And if you don't have the basics 3 strands, then that's the problem, right? You don't have like anything to work with. You're like a pile of mush. And I can't help you. So the plugs aren't going to help. Do you understand? The plugs would help if you had other things to work with. But you don't. Oh my God. The only way I get away with this is because I go to the gym 5 days a week. I've got a 6-pack. And I'm here tonight being live and real. I'm allowed to. I can do whatever. This is my fucking channel. And you won't stop me. Okay, 3 strands. Do you understand? Just call them 3 strands. You want to come in and give a comment? It's 3 strands. You have to sit through Avatar 3, the whole bloody affair. Bruce, dude, honestly, I don't want to. And I'm not seeing it Thursday. If you guys think I'm going to come on here Thursday and see Avatar, there's no chance. I'm only seeing Marty Supreme. I'm not about to watch Marty Supreme and then Avatar. There's no chance. Marty Supreme's 2:30. I'm not sitting through another 3:15 of Avatar. Dude, are you kidding? Listen, if I sit through Avatar after Marty Supreme, hell, if I sit through Avatar by itself, I'm going to have 3 strands of hair from ripping it all out. I mean, it's going to literally, I will look like the patchy 3-strand of hair guy at the Wrap, and I don't want to. So if you really want me to watch Avatar, and I appreciate the super chat, listen, now I feel like I kind of have to, but I'm going to warn you, Bruce, that if I don't like it, I'm going to walk around I'm going to do laps at the AMC 16. Okay, AMC 16 has a giant circular thing with all the theaters off it, right? I imagine most multiplexes have that. This one really has a lap. So I could run laps at the 16 because I can run laps. I could run like 4 laps, go back in, realize nothing else has happened, run around. Oh, look, another crazy 3D orgy of Viewmaster excitement. Then I'll run 4 more laps. I wonder how many laps around the AMC 16 is a mile. You know what? Next time I go, I'm going to get a distance marker. I guess my watch, I can get it. I don't have an Apple Watch. I'll use my phone. I will walk around and I will get the exact distance and I'll find out how many laps at the 16 I need to run to equal a mile. And I'll run a mile in between my going in and out of Avatar Fire and Ash. And I'll record that. That'll be the review. Weber's bored. He's doing laps around the 16. They might kick me out, but I mean, listen, I'm not going to bug anybody. I'm not going to knock over any popcorn. I'm just going to get some exercise in. I mean, there's nothing wrong with exercising and watching a movie because I'm going to get nothing else out of that movie. Nothing. James Cameron's Dances with Blue Aliens, right? It's just... Were you ever cinematically erect watching Avatar? We talk about this a lot, right? When you watch a film and you're fully firm, you are cinematically erect. I was like borderline, like semi-flaccid at best. watching Avatar 1 or Fire and Water, Water and Ash or whatever. It's never been even a semi-hard cinematic erection. It's flaccid city. I like James Cameron. He's one of our champions here, but at the end of the day, it is just unbearable at times. And I don't want to see it. But I will, because you guys will make me see it. Okay, let's go back quickly and get the, just for those of you tuning in, this is what we do, right? When you do breaking news, you go back and forth. Okay? We just talked about being semi-erect, now back and forth. Just leave me alone, okay? This is serious. Rob Reiner's dead. I hate to say this. It almost sounds like, what? Am I right? If you're watching, you're like, what is happening? This is not CNN. This is not Fox News. I'm like, running around semi-flaccid. Rob Reiner's dead. Did you know that? I mean, but it's obviously, dudes, his kid killed him and his wife. I mean, that's absolutely horrific. No matter what you think of his politics. The fact that people's confirming that Nick Reiner, let me look him up real quick, because I swear like I've heard about, let's see, here he is. Okay, here's a picture of him. Give me a second. I got some pictures of him now. Okay, this is Nick Reiner. I just lost it. Give me a second. Here we go. I literally hit the wrong button. This is what happens when you're doing everything at one time. I'm doing a show. I'm pushing buttons. This is not easy. Okay, here we go. Present. You guys don't know, I'm using something called StreamYard, which is great. I love StreamYard, but sometimes I hit the wrong button. I have too many windows open. You guys seen that Windows thing? It's like a joke thing. It goes back a long time. Man destroys the internet with like 300 windows open or maybe more. That's me right now. My computer's like, dude, close some fucking windows. This is Nick Reiner. Let's see what we can, glean off of him. Okay. So Reddit's talking about this. We want to read some. Let's read some Reddit here, because Reddit seems to have lots of news that maybe we don't. Let's find out what this is in Blankies. The hell is Blankies? I have no idea what Blankies is. Hold on. For fans of Blank Check podcast with Griffin Newman. Okay. Oh, David Sims. God, that guy. Okay. David Sims, another chin-stroking knob. Here we go. What kind of situation is the flatly state without allegedly? Okay, so I don't want to read Reddit. Let's go back and just find out about the kid. Reddit's full of weirdos. If you're on Reddit, I don't mean to disparage you. 32. I called it. 1993. I think I said 91. 93. 32 years old. Here it is. Wait. Wow, they knew 7 hours ago. This website here, Marca. Whatever this is. Let's find out what's going on here. Let's read this. Okay, who is Nick Reiner, the son? There he is, okay? So, again, hard to live in a famous father's shadow, no question. Filmmaker Rob Reiner's wife found dead. Let's go and find it. Nick Reiner's the second of Rob and Michelle Reiner's kids, according to reports published by People. Nick was the guy. Prior to his tragedy, Nick spoke openly about his long struggle with drug addiction. I knew I'd heard this. I knew I'd heard this at some point. He said he entered and exited rehabilitation programs starting around 15, but as his addiction worsened, he drifted away from home and spent extended periods living on the streets in multiple states. Good Lord. Homeless. Wow. Now I've been home for a really long time, and I've sort of gotten acclimated back to being in LA and being around my family. He told People back in 2016, 8 years ago. Amid his battles with substance abuse, Nick took up writing, eventually penning a screenplay called Being Charlie, the film directed by Nick's famous father, loosely based on Nick's life. I don't remember that. When I was out there, I could have died. It's all luck. You roll the dice and hope you make it, when he's talking about being on the street. I met crazy, great people out there, so out of my element. Now I've been home for a really long time, sort of gotten acclimated back to being in LA, being back around my family, but there's a lot of dark years there. He never beat it, depression. Listen, I talked about this with me, not that I was thinking about murdering people. I'm just telling you, when I was in my really low state back in 15, 16, I was so depressed that you wouldn't know me. I couldn't do the show. I could never do this show in that state. I was like, I didn't want to be around. So I understand depression, and I'm not just saying that like hot, like, dude, if I'm saying something, it happened. I always say that, okay? Elizabeth Olsen was hitting on me, and I went through depression. Okay, don't make me. This is all true. So I went through it, and to come out of it was brutalizing, man. The way I got out of it was actually the gym, because I used to go to the gym, and then I kind of gave it up. And then when I went through my lowest point, I kind of built the cornerstone around getting back in shape. And if you can kind of have that in your back pocket, right, in your toolbox, then everything kind of can flourish from there. And I really can't state the importance of you going to the gym enough. Like, you being in great shape carries over to everything in your life. It gives you more confidence. Obviously, you look better, which gives you more confidence. You know, all these things combine. You know, a lot of times when I go to the gym now, it's all about, truthfully, it's almost like a therapy session mentally as well. Like tomorrow when I hit the gym, it's chest day, and I'll just get after it. And the reason I can just lock in and just only think about that. The great thing about the gym too is that when you put something in, you get something out, right? In this town, so often people put stuff in and get nothing out, right? You want to be an actor, good luck. There's no guarantees. If you go to the gym and you bust your ass and you dial your diet in and not eat a bunch of ho-hos and fucking ding-dongs, you will get slowly in shape. It takes time, a long time. I've been working out for 20 plus years. So if you see how I look, it's because I busted my ass. So my point is though, you have to start and stay. And it helped me get out of that depression. And then just kind of realizing that everything's not so serious. And I think that you see that on the stream. Why do you think I just shoot? Because I don't care. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm not going to make any apologies for who I am, what I say. If I say something that's a little like up to the line or over, so be it. Words are not violence. I'm not having that conversation again. If you think words are violence, you are the fucking problem, okay? Now, I'm not saying go out there and incite violence, right, by the words I'm saying, but if someone calls you a bad name, whatever it may be, make sure that's straight. Whatever the word is, that does not give you the right to turn violent and then do whatever you want. No way, man. Are you kidding me? You're kidding, right? So that's the thing, that you have to be able to not give a fuck and then live that all the time. And then also, I think the other thing I learned coming out of depression is that you don't need a lot in this life to be happy. I say this all the time. I'm not rich. Nope. You know what makes me happy? Going to the gym, playing volleyball. My football kits tonight, by the way, Flamengo. Why did I wear it? Because Brazilian. Because tonight's movie that I walked out of is Secret Agent from Brazil. It took place in Sao Paulo, which I was going to wear that, but I said I haven't worn this Flamengo one in a while. This is another cool one. I love these, right? It's my collection, and I get to wear them. And also what's cool about it is it tags with the gym. When I go to the gym, I look better in the kit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it all builds on itself. It all kind of connects. But it's not about money. It's not about being famous. It just isn't, man. Life's about you being as authentic as possible, getting out there and experiencing things, and always, or not always, but most of the time saying yes. You know, go do that thing. Don't say no, go do it. Now, if you don't want to go, like LA, and you don't feel safe, different story. But, you know, let's say you get invited to an event. Go, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. You might meet that person. You might, whatever. There's more that's going to happen from you saying yes than no. No is shut off. So that's part of this. But, you know, back to the story here about the son and the depression, that once it's there, if he didn't beat it and he's got a drug problem, that's going to be dudes, here's the deal. I don't have a drug problem. 100%. No, I'm definitely not doing that, Pilgrim. I'm not going to wait in that. I mean, I already got the ping pong ball. Here it is. Hold on. Remember, this is all I need, the Marty Supreme ping pong ball. But when you look at not being able to beat the demons and having a drug problem, I don't have a drug problem. I have a caffeine problem, like major. Every morning I wake up, I have 4 cans of either Diet Mountain Dew or Mountain Dew Zero. I buy it case upon case of that stuff. Also, I have Ghost, C4, Rockstar. Okay, I have energy drinks every day. When I go to the gym, I crack open either a Ghost, a C4, or what's another one that I have? I love those. Those are really good. Rockstar, obviously. Monster. There's so many options. Ghost is, oh my God, tastes so great. No calories too. Zero sugar. I don't care if it's not healthy for me. I don't have a drug problem. Okay. I drink a shit ton of caffeine, but I do not smoke crack. I don't get high. So imagine if you have a drug problem and depression and all these things saddled on top. That makes this a bad situation. And then let's also say this. So he's living at home with mom and dad. He's 32 years old. He gets into an argument. He's already depressed. He's on drugs. He's crazy. He pulls out a knife. And we've heard these stories. Schizophrenic. There was just here in Burbank a woman who was killed by her son like a couple years ago. Same thing. Son lived at home, 20s, kind of schizophrenic, kind of crazy. And mom was like, I'm going to keep him here and keep him safe. And turns out he just went crazy. And then butchered his mom. So this is not the first time this has ever happened, nor the last. You can understand as a parent, I'm a parent. You want to do anything for your kids, right? You want to do anything for your kids. But if you have to draw a line, and you hear about that a lot, right? Where the kid gets cut off. Let's say Rob Reiner was funding this kid's life. Maybe he didn't live with him, and he said, hey, listen, you don't have your life together. I'm no longer paying your rent. Those stories happen all the time. Then the guy goes and kills mom and dad or whoever. So, listen, it's, again, horrible tragedy here tonight. Let's go watch a trailer. Sorry, guys. This is what I do. I just bounce around. I'm not going to, all this stuff is kind of like tonight when I walked out of the movie. I'm not going to give this stuff so much weight. I mean, we're talking about Rob Reiner dead, but I'm still going to try to just keep it. I don't know how to put it, but the world is a rough place, man. It really is. It's so bad these days, right? Let's watch this film. It has nothing to do with Rob Reiner because it would happen in a good world, right? If the son's crazy. I'm just saying the world's definitely coming apart. We all know that, right? By design. Let's just make sure that's very clear. The world is being pulled apart by design because there are forces behind the scenes that are actively causing mayhem. And they, in doing that, eventually want to get to a situation where the military essentially takes over. You're almost seeing people beg for it, right? We need to send the military into all these cities. It's exactly what they want to do. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just shooting. It's what I do. Let's watch the trailer for Alpha. This is from the same director who gave us Etan Titane, if you've seen Neon, weird movie about a girl who has sex with a Cadillac, right? Was that correct? Also Raw, which I never saw, which is about eating human flesh. So I have a feeling we're in for a weird one here. This is the trailer for Alpha, just dropped like 2 hours ago. And it was at Cannes. By the way, the reaction to this film was not very good. The reviews were low. So I think Neon said, let's just hold this until spring of next year. It's not going to be an awards film. They would have released it this year if they thought it was an awards film. The reviews were not strong for this film. Just giving you the heads up. Julia DeCornell.
My good hand tattooed evil across his brother's fist.
Exactly.
That filthy fight did nothing to challenge or resist.
Listen, in her films, certainly when I saw Etan, you look at the cinematography. You can see a director who visually knows her way around a camera.
Heaven his throne is made of gold, and the ark of his testament is stowed. A throne from which I'm told all history does unfold. Down here it's made of a wooden wire, and my body is on fire. And God is never far away. And the mercy seat is a smoking, and I think my head is melting. In a way I'm helping to be done with all this twisting on the truth. A lie for a lie and a tooth for a tooth. And anyway I got nothing left to lose, and I'm not afraid to die. Melting, and I think my blood is boiling. In a way I'm spoiling all the fun with all this truth.
Again, I have no idea what this is about, but I think that's a good trailer in that I don't know.
I'm not afraid.
Versus like Universal, it shows you the entire movie. By the way, apparently it's Nick Cage. Or not Nick Cage, Nick Cave. Nick Cage is now singing songs. So there it is. Alpha comes out, I believe, in early next year. I want to say April. But this was a film, again, debuted at Cannes last year. And it's going to be almost 1 year before it's out because the reviews overall were not strong. Now, they found some pull quotes. There's always somebody who says something is, I know, isn't that true, Kusma? We do need something. This looks dark, right? But, I mean, I don't mind. But you're right, a funny, goofy comedy. Don't Say Naked Gun wasn't great. I did not love that remake at all. I can't believe people think that's the fun. You know what? What was the best comedy I've seen this year? That's a great question. I mean, we've had some film. I mean, you could say One Battle because it's more of a comedy than a drama, which is to its detriment. Let's see. Is there another trailer? Give me 1 second. Something that I have not watched yet. We watched the drama the other night. Madagascar. No, that was okay. All You Need Is Kill. What the hell is that? Oh, I didn't watch Bone Temple. I have not watched the Bone Temple trailer. Let's do that because a lot of people have already seen it. Remember, I hate it 28 years later. Awful. Going to be one of our worst movies of the year. So, you know what? Let's watch the teaser for Marty Supreme because this is a good teaser. Let's find out. Here it is. Since it's coming out on Thursday.
Clinical enamel strain
Everybody get your
help
Pro
us to
Enamel.
keep our enamel
Free commercial
for,
for them.
It's backed by
Every
science.
time I
It is
play one of these
clinically
trailers or
proven
play a song
to
like I did
strengthen our
tonight,
teeth.
I'm
would
instantly
recommend this toothpaste
demonetized to show you how
everybody.
much I
It's
give
really
it.
an
I
amazing
just
product.
don't care. In fact, I feel like watching John Levi tonight. Here we go.
Coming out of skate right now. Oh. I'm on a new level.
I have a purpose.
I won't stop now.
Finish that sentence.
Up to the top now. Marty Miser. Bing. Oh.
Come on, he's right here!
Teach Marty Baller how to be a boss.
Boy. Come on, keep going. Imagine you're like a stick of dynamite. This drama is very important to me. I can't undercut the drama.
I could help you.
These are facts.
And what do you plan to do if this dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Oh, this is my town. You didn't know where you know it now.
I mean, listen, hey guys, I am going to be shocked if I don't love this film. I'm going to tell you right now, as I hold up the Marty Supreme ping pong ball that they're giving out at AMC 16 here in Burbank. When you look at Josh Safdie, not Benny. Benny, oh my God, Smash Machine's horrible. You guys see that? Have you seen that yet? It's one of the worst films of the year. The fact that The Rock and Emily Blunt got Golden Globe nominations, fraud. Everything about that film's bad. From the foam door that The Rock rips in half to the apartment set. It's bad. Looks like a bad sitcom. What a horrible film. Smashing Machine is one of the worst. It'll be in our top 10 worst films of the year. So clearly only one of the brothers has talent. As much as I love Good Time, the combination of the two of them, obviously you have Benny in the film, right? He plays the brother. He plays Pattinson's bro. But you look at this film, I think from everything I'm seeing, from the period piece to the OPN score, who did the score for Uncut Gems and also Good Time, doesn't do a lot of scoring. I have a feeling I'm going to love it. Even if I don't like some of it, I bet you I'm going to be really high on it. Even though someone in the comments just said, you're not going to like this. I'll be shocked. I have no idea. Okay? I have no idea. But I can tell you that there's a very good chance that we are going to get this week, right? Wait a second. Luis, is it opening only here in LA? I thought it was out everywhere on Thursday. Is it only here? I didn't know that, Louis. Tell me right now, Luis, is it? Because I'm excited if it is, because that means we have an early review. Ooh. A24 did not let me see this movie early, because A24 is a bunch of bitches. That's why. I'll still like the movie if it's good, but A24 a bunch of bitches. Seriously. Anyone who releases a film called The Front Room that was one of the worst things I've ever seen in any year ever, that's like fire. Everyone's fired. Everyone. I'd walk in the next day after watching Front Room and say, who greenlit this? You're all gone. Everybody who said this was good, you're gone. Just because you want to glaze one of your directors by hiring his brothers to direct a shit film. That was dumb. That's what they did. Eggers brothers directed The Front Room. You want to see a fucking horrible movie? Watch The Front Room sometime, and you tell me how a studio could ever put that out. So A24, you are a bunch of bitches. Bitches, A24, bitches. I would come in there and clean that shit up. Although this better be good. If this is good, then you're fine. But I'm just telling you, I'm done. I will never kiss another studio's ass. Fuck all y'all. I don't need any of your shit. None of it. Mean nothing to me, bro. Seriously, nothing. So I don't care. I don't want to go to one of your parties. No interest. So none. Honestly, God, I don't. Because I've been there. I've done it. I've done all that shit. It's empty, man. It's like, hey, here's the star. Great, it's a person. A star is a person. They're no different than you and me. None. Maybe slightly better genetics. Not than me, but maybe than someone. You know, I got to say, I remember I was at a party one time, and this guy came up out of nowhere, and he was like, are you in the movie? I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, well, you look like you should be in the movie. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And he also said, you look French. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means. Is it the goatee or what? But when he said, I go, okay, this is good. But, you know, that's the thing is, right, is that I'm not in awe of this shit. These people are just human beings. There's nothing exciting. Don't give them more power than that. I think people have finally started to say that about Hollywood. They go, you know what? I'm good. These people are not that good. They're not that special. It's a great trailer. This is one of my favorite trailers I've seen in a long time. Is it early? Luis, did you confirm that or not? Are we getting it a week early? Because I get to see it Thursday. So, yes, good genes. Exactly. Exactly, Mount Fillmore. You know what? I'll see it whenever. I'll see Housemaid whenever it's out. I should go to the next awards function and just walk around with this. Just because you know, hey guys, how we doing today? Yeah, I wanted to show you guys the Emmy I have. My name's on there. Do you guys see that? So it's like, right, I'm like the weirdest dude. I have lived the strangest life that I've done so many just bizarre things and somehow cobbled it all together and come up with a stream that's not really even a movie stream. It's not. I mean, I've got the football kits. I'm talking about movies. We're also talking about left wing, right wing, but not being like, oh, everything woke's awful, right? No, I did not pay for it, Kuzma. I did not pay for it. The station paid to enter it, but they didn't pay for it. You have to pay to actually get in the race. I think it's like $75, I think, but the station pays. My station paid for the nomination. For a consideration, not for the nomination, because you pay and everyone goes in and then they say, well, these are the best. And of course I was the best. Dudes, you guys don't understand. When I did local news, anyone who ever saw me do local news, I was the king, motherfuckers. I was good. I was really good. And if you let me do it now, I'd be even better. Because I've done this so much, this show by myself, I wouldn't even need anybody else. I'm like, hey, it's the morning show. Let's go. What do you got? I need a weather guy. Weather guy, what do we got? Is it nice or not? Tell me. You better be good. If it's not, I don't want to talk to you. Don't take the camera. Is he going to say good or bad? I would just turn it into like a stand-up routine for like 2 hours. In a way, I almost feel like I'm going to do a stand-up career. I feel like it's coming because I feel like this is all training, right? This is live. I've been on for an hour. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job tonight, considering the Rob Reiner, considering the lead, considering I walked out of a film. This is pretty good. Luis, yes or no? Is it? I don't know. Yeah, 70 millimeters sold out. I'm just going to see it in Prime. I don't even care. I mean, I want to see it in 70 millimeters. I'll see it the second time around. If I like it, I'll see it the second time. Prime is amazing. If you guys never done Prime, you need to do Prime. Prime is where you get the subwoofers in your seat. I love Prime. It's time for the Comment Blast closeout here on this Sunday night. I'm going to go back to the track that I started with tonight because, listen, guys, this is awesome. This is one. When I heard this track for the first time, I was like, dude, this is where I'm at. Like, you asked me, Weber, what gets you erect from an audio standpoint? This. You hear this shit? If I was doing a film, I would hire Grum, this guy right here. I would hire him to do the score in a second. Who are you doing to score, Grum? Because look, I mean, so good. All right, comment blast goes out. That means we're at the end of the show, so it's time. Okay, Burbank 16 is getting prime 70 millimeter. Yes. No. Prime is just prime. 70 millimeter, 70 millimeter. I'm gonna choose prime because I like prime. I saw the Weekend movie in prime, and that thing, as the kids say or did say, slapped. Dude, how good is this track? Seriously. I put the link in the YouTube page if you want to find it. It's in, if you want to find our channel, it's on Midnight Movie Talk on YouTube. Search Midnight Movie Talk, you'll see it. Like, subscribe. I never say that because I don't really care if you do. I don't. I'm going to go to bed here shortly, and I'm not going to care. I mean, I'll appreciate it, but I'm not going to care. When I wake up tomorrow, I'm not going to care. If this has 5 views, I won't care. 10, don't care. 15, don't care. 1,000, don't give a shit. Doesn't matter. Because in life, you don't do things for an outcome. You do things to make yourself sated, and the results come or they don't. It doesn't matter. All you can do is do it and then let it go. So you ask me if I care about subscribers or views or likes, or I don't give a fuck. If someone likes it, that's cool, but it's not like it doesn't change me. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh no, we only have so many. Because I know the show's better than virtually almost anyone else's show out there. It's not a contest. You put me in a ring with almost anybody in a live, one-on-one, live breaking news situation like tonight, and then be able to zip in and out and do all this and talk for 1 hour straight without anybody else, I will destroy anybody. I will come out of the ring the fucking man like 300, dude. Gerard Butler in 300, and I'll rip my shirt off at the same time. Because that's how it works. I know that I know I've got it. I'm not gonna pretend I don't. But you have to carry that same confidence in life, because it's only gonna benefit you. Even if you don't fake it, you'll get better. I don't know. Better than Soups? Probably. By the way, Mount Filmer, I want some love. If you haven't watched the beginning of this, I want you to watch tonight's stream. Go to YouTube. Watch it. Watch me do Reiner and then literally pull the hard rip and then start over live. I think even I was like, wow, that was good. Because you got to remember, I do these things live. I don't know sometimes what's going to happen, but I go, when we were doing it, I did the Reiner and I go, no, let's just reset. And I just went, my God. Like, if this were like back in the TV days, the director would be like, damn, this guy's kind of crazy, but he's fucking good, man. He's really good. Because you just go. In life, you go. You do not go, well, what if? You fucking go. You go. And if you jump, you got to pull the chute. You have to go. And that's how this is. I just hit go live, and then I'm like, I'm up. I can't stop. It's on. We got to go. We jumped. We're out of the plane. I appreciate, hey, welcome to the channel, Indiana Stark Jones, 1535. 2 billion plus. Okay, I'll take that bet. Indiana Stark Jones, we will, listen, reconvene in a while. Listen, Christmas quarter is going to be very beneficial for that film. Always, any film during the Christmas quarter, including Marty Supreme, is going to be huge. My masculinity will trigger Grace. Yeah, I trigger a lot of these people in the space. They all just go, well, this guy, he's so toxic. He's so... You know why? Because they're everything. I'm everything they'll never be. And they know it deep down inside. They don't have the fortitude. They don't have the talent. They're not the gold standard. Thanks for being here on this Sunday night. See you back here on Thursday. Marty Supreme live about 7 o'clock here in LA, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Enjoy the rest of your night and your week. See you Thursday. Peace.